How do you stop thinking about the narcissist? Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Lisa, and in this video, I'm going to address the obsessive thoughts that run through our minds after we've disengaged from the narcissist. I'll also share some tips on how to stop these thoughts. So, the relationship with the narcissist is over, and you're finding it difficult to move forward in your life. Whether you left them or they left you, either way, you're going to find yourself ruminating over what went wrong. What could you have done differently? Did you try hard enough to save the relationship? Or why didn't I leave sooner? Why did I ignore the red flags? Why did I tolerate the abusive behavior for so long? Or even worse, what is wrong with me that I attracted this person into my life in the first place? And the list goes on and on. So first of all, give yourself a break. You just went through months or years of trauma. You were love-bombed, then devalued, invalidated, gaslighted, triangulated, projected upon, blamed, shamed, screamed at, and abused mentally, psychologically, emotionally, financially, and maybe even physically. You cycled through amazingly good times where you felt loved and adored, followed by cruel, hurtful remarks, silent treatments, and indifference. And this cycle repeated over and over throughout the relationship. This created a trauma bond, binding you to this person in an unhealthy way as you sought to find your way back to the seemingly wonderful person you first met. Your mind is seeking answers, desperately trying to understand what the hell happened. How did someone that you thought and told you that you were the love of their life, their soulmate, how did they become a monster who seemed determined to destroy you? You relive the entire relationship over and over in your mind, trying to figure it all out. And these ruminating thoughts play out in your head like a movie on repeat. I get it. It's normal. We all do it. Totally maddening. So, how do you stop these thoughts? First, you need to go no contact. And if you can't go fully no contact, such as if you share children together, then go low contact. Keep your interactions with them to a minimum. Only discuss the children and employ the gray rock method. This is where you respond. Don't react. Don't show any emotion. Remember, the narcissist thrives on your emotional response to what they do or say. They live for this. So starve them out. Become bland and boring in your responses, and don't allow them to trigger you. And this is going to be difficult at first, but the more you implement the gray rock method, the easier it gets. Now, if you are able to go full no contact, by all means, please do that. This is going to help you immensely. That narcissist has been filling your head with their words, making you feel less than, not enough, damaged, etc. You've been enmeshed with a toxic individual who has been poisoning your mind with their toxicity, and it's time to detox. Do not attempt closure with the narc. It will not happen. Think about it. Did you ever resolve an argument or any disagreement with them while you were together? Did they ever take any responsibility or accountability for their words or their behavior? Were they ever to blame for anything? Of course not. So if you couldn't have a mature adult conversation with them while they were claiming to love you, do you really think they're going to suddenly change and take responsibility now? They're not. Narcissists are incapable of resolving conflicts. It is just not in their DNA. My ex-narc liked to scream, yell, and threaten me during any disagreement. And sometimes, even when there was no disagreement, he really just loved to fight. I know it's crazy. The last time we spoke on the phone, he argued with me and ended up screaming at me over something we actually both agreed on. Like I said, he loved to fight. So instead of trying to calm him down, as I had always done in the past, I simply hung up the phone. He didn't call back, neither did I. I had begged for years, pleaded, cried many, many times, after yet another one of his screaming rages, for us to come to a truce. I asked him to please not react to every disagreement by yelling and threatening to throw me out of the house. And one day he finally did agree to stop this behavior. But obviously it didn't stop. So this was the final straw for me, and I had him served with divorce papers. I didn't discuss it with him. I didn't tell him it was happening. I just did it. I knew there was no sense in talking to him. It hadn't worked in 7 years. Why would it be different now? His response to receiving the papers that I had served him was to fly into a rage, which he actually admitted to in a letter that he wrote me, and which he destroyed my family portraits and my father's urn and ashes. Now, I talk more in depth about this in another video, and the link for that is in the description box below this video. If I had talked to him in person, that rage would have been directed on me. So I knew I totally had made the right decision. Anyone who could literally destroy an urn and ashes is capable of anything. I couldn't believe this was the man I fell in love with and married. I've been no contact with him ever since, with the exception of legal hearings regarding the destruction of my father's ashes. So again, stay no contact. Once you leave the narc, or even if they leave you, there is no longer any need for their social facade, and that mask comes off completely. No matter how cruel and nasty they were during the relationship, it will be 100 times worse now, so stay away. So how do you stop those obsessive thoughts that are running through your brain? What can you do? So here's some suggestions and ideas that have worked for me. Allow yourself to grieve the relationship. No matter how awful it was, it didn't start that way, or you'd have never gotten involved with them in the first place. Narcissists don't love, and you probably realize that now, but you can love, and you did love them, or rather, you love the illusion that they presented. Either way, for you it was real. Grieve that loss of who you thought they were and how you thought your life with them was going to be. Meditate and or pray. Meditation helps to create new pathways in the brain, creating more positive thoughts over time. This also gives you clarity. It helps to calm your nervous system, and it helps to quiet your mind. I highly recommend starting each day with meditation or prayer. Personally, I do both. Move your body every day. Go for a run, a jog, a walk, take a yoga class or any other kind of fitness class, anything that works up a sweat. This is detoxing to your body and your mind. Get rid of everything that reminds you of the narcissist, if you can, especially sentimental items such as cards, letters, and gifts. If you can't get rid of them right now, at least pack them away and store them out of sight. Out of sight, out of mind. If you're still in the same house that you shared with the narcissist, redecorate, paint the walls, change the flooring, get new furniture, or at least rearrange the furniture. Do whatever you can to create new surroundings. You can have fun with this. You get to decorate any way you want without any input from them. Make your home your own. If you can travel, do it. Take a vacation, attend a retreat, and go somewhere you've never been with a narcissist. Create new memories. When you're having a moment of sadness, allow yourself to cry. Feel those emotions. Let the pain be there, but give it a time limit. You could tell yourself, I'm going to allow myself to feel this pain, this loss, this self-pity for 5 minutes, and then I'm moving on with my day, and do it. This takes time and consistent practice. It will get easier, though, if you stick with it. When thoughts of self-doubt and self-criticism arise, acknowledge those thoughts and then let them go. Remind yourself that this is part of the trauma bond brought on by the abuse you experienced, and these thoughts are not you. They're just thoughts, and they're probably not even your own. You're focusing on what a toxic individual said to you. Remind yourself of who you were prior to meeting the narcissist. You can imagine forming a bubble or a balloon around those thoughts and just visualizing them floating up and away from you. Don't check up on them by asking others about what they're doing or who they're with, and don't stalk their social media. They're going to move on quickly and find a new victim, and they're probably going to post this all over their social media in a very immature way to attempt to hurt you and make you jealous. Even if you left them, and actually especially if you left them, they're going to do this. Look, if the narc is your ex, you've already won. No matter who left who, okay? So if you left them, who cares who they're with? Who cares? If you threw away a piece of trash and someone picked that out of your garbage and took it home, would you really care? Of course not. Even if they left you for someone else, remind yourself that you're free of their abuse, and now there's someone else's problem. And as far as social media, just stay off that for a while. This is just very helpful. More helpful than you can imagine. I stayed off my social media for 6 months before coming back to create this channel to assist others. All I missed, I'm sure, was drama. I found other ways to spend my time away from the computer screen. I blocked my ex-narc prior to doing this, and I've kept him blocked. So you definitely want to block them from all social media, get a new phone, or at least change your phone number. Now, stay away from mutual friends that are still in contact with the narcissist. Don't talk about the narcissist with these people, and just get out of the habit of talking about the narcissist altogether. Mutual friends can be flying monkeys who are going to run back to the narcissist telling everything you said or did or what you're doing now. Or they may want to date you now that you're out of the relationship with the narcissist. Believe me, this can and does happen. I found it both surprising and amusing that friends of my ex-narc hit on me as soon as they found out I was single. It was really funny. Don't start dating right away, and don't get involved in a new relationship. You need time to process your feelings. You need time to learn from this experience, and Lord knows you do not want to get involved with another narcissist. So focus on yourself. Don't drag that baggage into a new relationship. That's what the narc does. And their new relationship partner has to listen to all that garbage. They need this person to lick their wounds for them because they're weak. You're not. Focus on you. Now, if you're really struggling and these suggestions don't seem to be working for you, please seek counseling with a therapist who understands narcissism and narcissistic abuse. If you would like to book a personal one-on-one session with me, send me an email to schedule that. My email is in the description box below. Healing from narcissistic abuse takes time and patience. Getting out from under those ruminating thoughts also takes time and patience. Be easy with yourself. None of us are perfect, but no matter what happened, you did not deserve the abuse you endured. You are not broken. You may feel like you are, but you are not. You can and will recover from this. Dedicate to yourself, to your healing and your recovery. A happier, peaceful, and more beautiful life awaits you. Your light may have been dimmed for a long time, but it's still there. You can shine brightly again. You are loved. You are blessed. You are magnificence in human form. Thank you so much for listening, and may you have a blessed day, you beautiful thrivers.